Hey guys, it is Danny and welcome to this update video. I hope you're doing really great. And so we will be looking at what is going on across the Caribbean and surrounding areas in this video, as well as what is expected today in terms of the rainfall activity. And we will be looking at our disturbances as well. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe if you haven't yet done so and tap the bell so that you never miss an important update. Alright, so we're going to be starting out with Invest 96L. And so as we take a look at the latest from the National Hurricane Center, here we can see that it is highlighted in red, indicating that high chance of development. So the chance remains high at 70% through the next 7 days and 40% through the next 48 hours. So it has slightly increased for the next 48 hours, and there is a pretty good chance that by the midweek, this could become a tropical depression, maybe even a tropical storm. So let us see what happens with it. But as we look at the satellite imagery, we're seeing that it is still looking quite disorganized. It is quite disheveled. So let's see how it's going to be holding out for the next couple of days, but it should eventually start to intensify. And so as we return to this wide view of the region, we also see some activity close to the African coast, and there is a new tropical wave that is in the area. So that one is not marked for development or anything, but of course, as more of these tropical waves start to move off, especially as we're heading into the more active weeks and months, we should definitely start paying more attention to them. So that's what's going to be happening. But now we're zooming into the vicinity of the Caribbean. Here we can see that there is some shower and thunderstorm activity across the Lesser Antilles. Most areas experiencing maybe some overcast skies, some showers, which might be heavy at times. And so yesterday there was quite a bit of rainfall across Barbados and even some spots in Trinidad. I saw the comments from you guys even reporting on that water spout that developed. And so there is a lot of activity spreading across the region. We're not seeing anything too crazy right now. However, there is a chance that there is going to be more rainfall activity for some spots as we head through today. And so I'll be taking you guys through what is expected very soon. But again, a tropical wave is going to be making its way into the region as we head into tomorrow. So it's close by and there's lots of moisture out there. And that is why we see the development of these showers and thunderstorms. But going to the ABC Islands, things are on the drier side. Nothing much happening there. Similar story for Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and Hispaniola. And in parts of Jamaica, going to northeastern parishes, there might be some thunderstorms this morning. Nothing crazy, as well as for some spots of the Bahamas. For the Turks and Caicos Islands, maybe it is a little bit cloudy, but nothing much is going on. Let's drift further to the west here. Going to the Cayman Islands for most of Cuba, even going into the northwestern Bahamas and southern Florida, the Keys, there isn't much activity seen. Likely a sunny morning for most areas, so nothing crazy. Let's go on to Central America, and here we can see that there is definitely some improvement compared to yesterday. We're not seeing as much of those showers and thunderstorms spreading across the various areas, so things have improved in association with the disturbance 96E, which is likely to develop into the next storm of the eastern Pacific season and acquire the name Dora. So as of the latest for that, here we can see that it is still given that high 80% chance of development, and it is going to be continuing to the west for the most part, and likely going to be bringing heavy rainfall across some parts of Mexico because it is very close in proximity, and we're not talking about a defined or organized system right now. So if we should actually go back to the satellite imagery, we can even see where some of that activity is in fact impacting parts of Mexico, going to the Bay of Campeche. So that is what we see happening right now. So eventually this is not going to be a threat to land as it continues further out into the Pacific. But again, in terms of Central America, things have cleared up. However, there is still a lot of moisture within the area, which can support the development of some more activity, especially as we head to this afternoon. Similar story for Northern South America. And as of right now, we can see some activity across Colombia, Venezuela, parts of Guyana, going to southern Suriname, and even looking back into Panama, we see some thunderstorms nearby. So likely some heavy rainfall and thunderstorm activity across some spots in Panama. But yeah, as I was saying, as we head to this afternoon, there's a lot of moisture, so there's likely to be more activity developing across these different areas. areas. And so now we want to go ahead and look at the rainfall maps here. So as it becomes more colorful, more rainfall is expected, especially as we head to those shades of oranges, reds, even that pink and purple shade there indicating a lot of rainfall, up to 100 millimeters of rainfall. So as we head through today, we can see that, again, as I said, for parts of Central and Northern South America, there's going to be that additional rainfall activity. And then heading into the Lesser Antilles, GFS is showing that Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, maybe parts of St. Vincent, going to St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, likely to experience the most rainfall out of all of the islands as a result of all that activity within the area. Going to the Northern Islands, Jamaica, going to Cuba, maybe for the Cayman Islands, heading up north to the Bahamas and parts of Florida. There might be some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity across some spots, maybe some heavy downpours at times, but things are looking to be in the clear for the ABC Islands, heading to the Northern Leeward Islands from around Montserrat, Antigua, northward up to Anguilla. So not much rainfall activity expected for you guys, as well as for Puerto Rico and the Turks and Caicos Islands and for most of Hispaniola. However, as we head to the Euro model, Euro is expecting that there might be some activity across the Northern Islands, some isolated activity. We're seeing a lot of those higher rainfall totals for the southeastern Bahamas and parts of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Central and Northern South America, some substantial rainfall, maybe even some flooding across some areas. Things looking dry in the ABC Islands, going up to the Northern Leeward Islands, and then heading into the rest of the Lesser Antilles. We're seeing that Euro is expecting something a little bit different from the GFS, showing that it is going to be from around St. Lucia going southward to Grenada, also for parts of Tobago and Barbados, that will experience the most rainfall out of all of the islands. And so the reason we're having this inconsistency is because we're not talking about a defined system. It is not a defined cyclone or a big blob. It is disorganized showers and thunderstorms. So it's really where those little convective blobs will develop and bring some rainfall. So overall, though, it is quite probable that there is going to be some substantial rainfall activity from around Guadeloupe going southward, including Barbados, Trinidad, and Tobago. So if you're going out today, you might want to take along with you an umbrella, maybe even a jacket as well. And in the case of heavy rainfall, please do not take any unnecessary risks, especially when there is some flooding. And so, guys, finally, we're looking at the Saharan air layer map, and so we can see that as we head to more of those shades of oranges, reds, that is where we have more abundant dry air, and this is a huge inhibiting factor for development. And there is that next tropical wave off Africa. There's some dry air out ahead of it, and so let's see what's going to be happening. Some models were hinting at this, maybe try to become something, but not seeing anything major right now. So let's see what's going to be happening with it, but it should make its way into the Caribbean as we head to later this week. There's 96L, some dry air out ahead of it, so that should inhibit any significant intensification for some time, but overall the system should intensify. So guys, that is what is going on right now, and I hope you found this video to be quite informative. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and you can also share your thoughts there. And as always, remember to be weatherwise.